What's up? What's up? We have reached 600 subscribers. Thank you all. Thank you guys for the support. So, as a thank you to you guys as a thank you to all my subscribers, I'm gonna be reshowing my entire Elvis vinyl collection. Um, my cat's playing around with the door over there. So, let me mute this a minute. Just set that right there. I'll just. That's my cat. Apologies about that. That is my cat. So we're gonna start from the 50s and then go from there. First up, we have his first album. This is actually a modern day reproduction of that album. I do not have an original copy. This is my copy of it though. This is actually a gatefold. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's that. I'm missing his second album, but I do own his third LP, Loving You, which is his second movie. I do not have the EP, the 45 EP that was released for his Loving You soundtrack. There's the back. I'll go ahead and, these are not in order, but we have King Creole. This is a later 70s repressing. Pretty cool to have. Apologies for the background noise. That's my cat. She likes to play with this little ball thing we have. Why is my computer doing this? But up next we have Gold Records, Volume 1. Again, my apologies for the background noise. This is Elvis Gold Records. This is a 70s electronically reprocessed stereo version. Hold on, let me deal with her. Jersey, get out of here. Let me have Jersey call it. Come on, Jersey. Yes. I'm trying to get her out of here. And by the way, I'll show the 45s at the very end, by the way. Up next, we have, this is the canon version of his Christmas album, but I don't have the original version of it. I have the original version on CD, but this is my copy of the Christmas album. This is the original 50s album. Plus, if every day was like Christmas and Mama liked the roses. Hold on a minute. Let me deal with this cat. Come on, Josie, call it. Come on, Josie, call it. Come on, Josie. Yeah, I had to put her little toy in the living room. But anyway, back to the video. So that's the Christmas album. Then up next we'll do, for LP fans only, a nice army shot. This is also electronically reprocessed stereo. I need to get some playtime out of some of these. And the last 50s album that I have to show is this. I love the artwork on this. I guess 5 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. There's a nice Elvis's back shot. This is also a later repressing. So that's all the stuff I have from the 50s. Now we're going to start the 60s. We're gonna start off with, well, if I can, where is it? We're gonna start off with this album, Elvis's Back. I don't know why that's upside down. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. If this is a misprint, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. But mine's upside down. I will go ahead and show you guys the inside of the gatefold. There's the inside of the gatefold. He did a lot of good songs for this album. A lot of his studio 60s songs are pretty good. Up next, we'll go ahead and do this GI Blues, which a lot of these I put new outer sleeves on, put outer sleeve covers on. This one took me a little bit to track down too. I finally found the first time I saw this, it was overpriced. But up next, we have we'll go ahead and do Blue Hawaii. This is where Can't Fall in Love makes its first appearances on this album. I've reviewed this movie on my channel. I've reviewed this album and this movie on my channel too, if you want to check those out. I need to re-review a lot of these, put new reviews out for a lot of these albums as well. Up next, I'll just go random order. How Great Thou Art. I also have his first gospel album. He actually won a Grammy for this and his other two gospel albums. And it is a 70s version, as you can see by the 70s RCA logo. And it's on black. But I'm not going to show all the vinyls themselves, but up next we'll go ahead and show the other 60s gospel album. I just gotta find it. It's here somewhere. Where is it? It's around here somewhere, guys. I just gotta find it. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. I think I keep missing it. Here it is. His Hand in Mine. Also a good gospel album. I love that. I love the font that they use there. There's the back, and they do promote the Peace in the Valley EP. That's a gold standard one, which I've yet to find the Peace in the Valley EP. Here's Elvis Gold Records Volume 3. This is all. A lot of these are going to be stereo repressings. They're promoting the other two volumes. I'm missing Volume 4. I do not own Elvis's Gold Records Volume 4 album. Up next, we'll go ahead and do Spin Out. I love the song he does on here, Down in the Alley. I also love I'll Remember You. I love all three of the bonus songs. All three of the bonus songs for this I love, which are Tomorrow's a Long Time, Down the Alley, and I'll Remember You. Those are the three bonus songs. There's also the title song for Spin Out. I do like that too. So yeah, Spin Out. Up next, I'll show this one, Kissing Cousins. This has Once Is Enough, which I've heard on Elvis Radio a few times. Speaking of Elvis Radio, you should check that out. If you have SiriusXM, you should check it out. We'll go ahead and we'll do. Here's Speedway, which, fun fact, Elvis's co-star in this movie was Frank Sinatra's daughter. Nancy Sinatra was Elvis's co-star in this movie, which, as you can see, marketed right here, the duet with Nancy Sinatra that he did. And it also includes it's a solo song by Nancy Sinatra, which they rarely did on these albums. But up next we have. I'll go ahead and show this album here, Fun Acapella, which I found at a flea market. It has this factory sealed sign right here. I don't know what that's all about, but it has some good tracks on it too. And this is also a stereo repressing. My favorite song from this album would have to be I was about to say either Bossa Nova Baby or Slowly But Surely. Up next, we have Roustabout, however you want to pronounce that. Which I do own this movie on DVD as well. I have to. I'm due a rewatch on this movie. Roustabout. Comment down below. Tell me down below how tell me in the comments how you're supposed to pronounce that. Apologies about the cat. She's being a little bit of a nuthead. This is the Pickwick version of Frankie and Johnny. I found this early on in my Elvis collecting days, so pretty cool. Actually, I think I actually got this at a record store, as a matter of fact. This next album is the first Elvis album that I ever found. Elvis Sings Flaming Star. This is actually 1969. Ugh. So yeah, the first Elvis album I ever found, and I have it preserved in a sleeve. I'm trying not to put this one too much. This was the first one I ever found. Up next, we have Girl Happy. There is some writing on the front. You just can barely see it, but there is some writing on the front there near Elvis's name. And I'm still missing a few of his movie soundtracks, such as Harem Scarum and Double Trouble. Now I'm down to just the bad movie soundtracks left. Which I think I might have seen Harem Scarum in person at least once. I don't know. We have Elvis for Everyone. I just acquired this not too long ago. Which there's the back. There's some decent songs on this album, like Memphis, Tennessee, and When It Rains It Really Pours, which was recorded in the 50s. It also has the 50s version of Your Cheating Heart, which is a Hank Williams Sr. song. We have Girls, Girls, Girls. I love this album. I mean, I dig the title, Girls, Girls, Girls. Who doesn't want that? There's the back. I just reviewed this movie on my channel not too long ago. About a month ago, I reviewed that on my channel. Up next, we only have a few more 60s albums left. Now we're down to like the last three that I own. Something for everybody. I got this really for dub cheap. The back is a little bit musty, but that's okay. And it's up here. It's advertising the Viva Las Vegas EP, which I do not own. I only own two Elvis movie EPs. That's that. So up next we have From Elvis to Memphis, this is probably one of the best, like out of the later 60s stuff, one of the best late 60s albums he put out. I think this wasn't the last 60s album he put out. I think the last 60s album he put out, I believe, was either In Person or I think it was In Person, I think. No, that came out in 70, but it was a show from 69. Now, this next album, I have it in the 60s category because it is an album. It is recordings of a 60s Elvis show. In Person, live 1969. Now, this should technically be in the 70s, but it is a 1969 show. That's why I have it in the category. So that is all the 60s stuff. Let me make sure that I got everything from the 60s. So I missed this one. I missed this. It happened at the World's Fair. Which, fun fact, a young Kurt Russell appears in this movie. He kicks Elvis in the shin. And Kurt Russell later go on to play Elvis in the 1979 movie called Elvis. Just making sure that I didn't miss anything else. Yeah, so that's all of the 60s stuff. So now up next we have the 70s. Now the 70s stuff I'm going to have to pull out of this bin back here and show it to you guys like that. So I'm just gonna do it. Now this is actually a mix of 70s and post-death stuff. I should have had this laid out to begin with, but I don't. So just excuse me for a minute while I go through some of this. I'm taking all the post-death stuff out of here. Just keeping all of the should be okay. So yeah, so I took out all of the post-death stuff. So now we have this image. I'm not going to go into any order, but this is not going to be in order, by the way. But first we have this Promised Land, 1974. No, 1975. This is actually 1975. Either 74 or 75. This is a Best Buy exclusive version of Pure Gold, but this did come out in 1975. Let's Be Friends, the Pickwick version. All of my Camden stuff is the Pickwick versions, by the way, except for one, which was the Flaming Star album. Oh, there's the, whoops, my bad. There's the back of that album. We have the Sun Sessions. This came out in '76. I guess they compiled this. They put this out as it was hard for it to get Elvis into the studio at the time. So pretty cool. I mean, it's obvious what this album is about, obviously. We have my favorite Camden Pickwick era album, Burning Love. And his from his movies, Volume 2. Burning Love technically is a movie song, as it does appear in Elvis on Tour. We also have It's a Matter of Time, which isn't a movie song, but it was the B-side of the Burning Love single. So now I see why they put that on there. Up next, we have the original, the OG, That's the Way It Is album. They've done so many different albums and stuff for this, especially for the 1970 live shows, which I only have one 1970s live album. Well, I have a lot of the live albums too. But I do have, nowadays there's a lot more songs on this album that I like than I used to like. I Just Pretend. Later on, they did a digital duet version of Just Pretend with Helene Fischer, if I'm pronouncing that right. Also have his version of Bridge Over Troubled Water on here, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Yeah, the Pickwick version of I Got Lucky. Pretty cool album. Actually, I like this artwork better than the original Camden artwork. And I think this is also just movie songs. Then we have Come On Everybody, which this is in mono, by the way. I would love to play you guys some of these albums, but I don't want to get a copyright claim on my live stream. Then we have Volume 1 of his movie hits. We have this one, Welcome to My World, this came out in 1977 as a little compilation. We have this. Now this next album has a story to it. One day I was sitting in in this bedroom in the chair over there. And my dad calls me on the phone. He says, "Son, come out to the driveway. I have something for you." And he gives me a yellow bag, and in the yellow bag was this album, Elvis Double Dynamite. This is the original version. They later on I think maybe in the 80s or the very late 70s they reissued this, but I like the original artwork better. This has a wide assortment of songs to it. Up next, when I first saw this, I didn't think I thought this was a post-up album at first, but it is. This came out in 1973. This was one of those mail-in albums from 1973. It's something called Elvis, and it's the same image on both sides. The track listing is basically just a mix of his 50s and 60s songs, in case you're wondering. Up next, we have Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. I got this for my 18th birthday. And this is not in case you're wondering, this is not the die cut version. This is a later, I think this is a pressing. This is a version from like a year or two later. Either from 75, I think this is from either 74. I think 74 when this pressing was released. You can tell it actually has the song listing on the back. We have from Elvis Presley Boulevard. This one, this album, I mean, I do like his version of Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. I also like For the Heart. I love that song. We also have Bitter They Are, Harder They Fall. A lot of his later songs are kind of whiny, as my grandmother would say. Next, we have Moody Blue. This is not my first copy that I've had of Moody Blue. My first copy was not in good shape. This is in better shape. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is the blue vinyl version. In case you're wondering, I prefer the blue vinyl version because that fits more with the theme of the album. Pretty cool to have. Now we have Elvis recorded live on stage in Memphis. The original version, not the legacy version. There's the track listing. I love him and J.D. Sumner's version of "Why Me Lord," which is included on the original album. Next up, we have this Worldwide Gold Award Hits Parts 1 and 2. This has a mess of blues on it. I didn't know that. I just now realized that. I'm a turd. I just now realized that. Yeah, Worldwide Gold Award Hits Parts 1 and 2. Up next, we have Elvis Country. On this album, on his version of A Whole Lot of Shaking Going On, he jams in that. You have Snowbird. We also have Little Cabin on the Hill, which I just listened to for the first time recently. A pretty good song. I love the back of this. You have like the logs, and it does have segments of I Was Born About 10,000 Years Ago. Up next, we have I Just Got This for Christmas just last year. Good times. This one took me a while to track down to. This and another album that's coming up in just a bit took me a while. It took me forever to track down. I do love his version of Loving Arms. I also like his version of Talk About the Good Times, which, fun fact, was written by none other than Jerry Reed himself. I also have I Got a Feeling in My Body, which technically is a gospel song if you think about it. Next up, we have Legendary Performer. We have a Legendary Performer Volume 3. I only have 2 of these. I've only have volumes 3 and 2. I'm missing 1 and 4. And by the way, this does have the booklet still inside too. There's the back with the track listing. Now this next album, I also thought this was a post-up album. Elvis in Hollywood, but this came out in 1976. It's obvious, isn't it? This is a compilation of his movie songs. Now, mainly, a lot of the songs here are just title tracks. This does include the title tracks for songs like Roustabout, Girls, 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 and King Creole. Also has Jailhouse Rock. Yeah, apologies for the background noise. Now, this next album was a pain in the behind to find. Elvis Today. One day I went into this antique store close to me, and there was a big booth of records. And there was a bunch of Elvis records. And I got this one and a few other ones for $1 a piece. Awesome deal. There's a few songs on this album I like, including Trouble, And I Love You So, Susan When She Tried, Shake Her Hand, Pieces of My Life, Fairy Tale, I Can Help, and Bringing It Back. Oh, there's the back, by the way. And this album right here, that is a talking only album, so I don't need that. Next up we have the last gospel album of his life. He Touched Me. Pretty decent, pretty cool album. Enjoy that one. Next we have another Pickwick album, Almost in Love. And you have a little less conversation on here, which I made a joke with my mom that that's her theme song. No pun intended. After the last few from the 70s, we have Volume 2, Legendary Performer, which I'll go ahead and show you guys the booklet, what the actual booklet itself looks like. Pretty cool. Cool. And there's the track listing for it. Next up we have You'll Never Walk Alone, which is the Pickwick's Elvis Gospel compilation, which does include their Peace in the Valley, which is why I got it. It does have Peace in the Valley on it. Pretty cool. I'm down to the last two from the 70s. And I am missing Raised on Rock and Love Letters and Elvis Now. Just so you guys know. You have Separate Ways. And some of these had inserts. There's only one Elvis album as of right now that I have that still has the original insert for it. There's Separate Ways. And then we have On Stage, February 1970. I believe I'm missing. There's only one more Elvis live album that I need, which is the MSG album. I'm still missing that. So yeah, so that is all my original 70s albums. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these back into the bin over here really quickly, and then I'll show you guys the post-that stuff. And then, like I said, towards the very end, at the very end of the video, I'll show all the 45s that I have of Elvis. So, yeah, and I'm still missing some stuff. I have just about every 70s album. I'm really only missing 3 albums. I only have 3 albums left from the 70s. So yeah. So now next we have the post-death stuff. Now I don't have a whole lot of post-death stuff, but we have the first thing they put out for Elvis right after he died, which was already planned. Elvis in Concert. And this one actually has an insert in here. If I can get it out. It's in the. It's right here. There's this. Some of you guys might have already seen this advertising some of his other albums that were available at the time. I don't know why, but for some reason I like the way the old records smell. For some reason, I know that's weird, but that's just my opinion. I just like the way old records smell. I know that seems kind of weird, but I just do. That smells kind of comforting to me. So that's Elvis in Concert, which they haven't really done much releases with some of these performances for this album. And they did end up releasing this again one more time on CD. Now, I actually acquired this not too long ago. This is Elvis Sings the Blues, which is on, hold on a minute, blue vinyl. This is an Elvis 50th release. So, yeah, pretty cool. And this actually includes the fast version of Ain't That Lovin' You Baby. Next up, we have Elvis Sings for Children and Grown-Ups 2, which this is the gatefold version. And there is a version of this that's not a gatefold. I don't know how long that was lived. And then on the back, you have the Elvis, Special Memories of Elvis greeting card, which I had the tape on there as it kept falling off. So that's that. Up next, we have Elvis the Canadian Tribute. Elvis Canadian Tribute on yellow vinyl. I'll go ahead and show the inner sleeve. The inner sleeve has stuff on it too. So pretty cool. Now up next we have, this is more like the modern day stuff. Elvis Presley, their classic Christmas album. And this is actually on white vinyl. This is actually a candlelight music release. Legendary Magic of Elvis Presley. And the last Elvis album I have to show of the LPs, Elvis Sings Country Favorites. And this came out in 1984. This is actually on the Reader's Digest album, on the Reader's Digest label. So that's all my post-death stuff now. For the vinyls, last thing I have left to show is the 45s of all eras. So, and I keep all my 45s in this. I keep all my 45s in this Ziploc bag show. So I could show this. I could show the CDs, but I'm not going to. You know what? I will go ahead and show the CDs. So this is actually two 45s in one bag. I just have them in there. So I'll go ahead and take them out of the bag. You have Good Luck Charm and Anything That's Part of You. And then you have Raised on Rock with For Old Time's Sake. And you can't really see that really good because it's got a huge ring around it. I don't know how that happened, but that's that. Now this next one's the most recent Elvis 45 that I have found, which is Patch Up with You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. I actually like this single version of Patch It Up a lot better than the one that's actually on the That's the Way It Is album. No, that's not the most recent Elvis 45 I found. The most recent Elvis 45 that I found is this. Kissing Cousins with It Hurts Me. I do love his song It Hurts Me. It's pretty cool. Next we have, this is the 1 out of 2 movie EPs that I own. The Kid Galahad EP. And I was gonna try to get, I do want to try to get one of his 45 sleeves framed. I do have a little bit of wall space. I do have some wall space over, you can't really see it, but behind my TV I have some wall space. I do want to try to get some of his album sleeves framed if I can find. But I ended up throwing it away because it wasn't in good shape. But if I do happen to find one like a loose sleeve at Goodwill, then I'll get it. So that's that. Up next we have this is actually a regular EP. We have Money Honey, I Forgot to Remember to Forget, with Heartbreak Hotel, and I Was the One. And we have another EP right here. This one's a good one. We have Rip It Up and Love Me with My Blue Moon Turns to Again and Paralyzed. Now this is the only other. This next one is the only other Elvis movie EP I own. This is an EP from Loving You, which has Loving You, obviously, Party, Loving You and Party on this side. And then on this side you have Teddy Bear, and True Love, which I've never heard. Up next, we have another 70s single. Up next, which is, go ahead and take it out of this little, which is If You Talk in Your Sleep and Help Me. If You Talk in Your Sleep, that one's a pretty good one as well. So yeah, so that's that. Now we have this one, which is Where Did They Go, Lord? And Rags to Riches. Now this next one, I believe, is a promo. Well, no, evidently not. I thought this was a promo, but I thought this was just a DJ copy, but evidently not. It's Promised Land. It's Midnight. Then we have this one here, which is If I Can Dream. This is a gold standard, which is If I Can Dream. Oh, that's the Edge of Reality there. I know If I Can Dream with Edge of Reality. And up next we have a collector's series, Blue Suede Shoes and Tutti Frutti. I've seen a lot of these collector's series 45s lately. I don't know why. Like there was one store not too long ago. I found like there was a few of them. Which this one, because this single, this is a pretty these earlier singles are pretty hard to come by. Next we have everyone, in my opinion, everyone's favorite 50s single, Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel. Fun fact: Hound Dog, I actually at my senior prom, I asked them to play that. They played it. I danced to it. The footage is on my channel right here, right now, as we speak. We have a couple more. We have I Got Stung and One Night, the original version, I believe. Now this next one's a Christmas single, Blue Christmas. With Santa Claus is Back in Town. And the last but not least, we have the Gold Standard Series RCA release, That's All Right, and Blue Moon of Kentucky. So that's all of the 45s. You know what? You know what? I might just go ahead and end it here. I might reshow the CDs in a different video. I don't know. I'm thinking about it for a few minutes. You know what? It'll be kind of hard. My CD discs are up under that bench. But so yeah, so that's all my vinyls of Elvis. So yeah, that's all my vinyls of Elvis, guys. I will. That's like right now. I'm not going to show the CDs right now. But that is all my vinyls of Elvis. I know that went kind of fast, but you know, here's my cat. She wants to say hi. So hi to everyone, Jersey. So that's my cat. You know what? Just for the heck of it, Jersey, get away from there. Yeah, my apologies about that. Just for the heck of it, I might actually go ahead and get down. I don't know if I should or not. Nah. I am gonna go ahead and but I'm not. I decided I'm not gonna show my CDs. As I just reshowed that not too long ago. I haven't gotten any more CDs, Elvis CDs since then. So yeah. So anyway, that's all for this one, guys. I will see you guys in the next one.